Assalamualaikum and hello students. Hope everyone always good and happy study at home. I am Puan Rosana from SMK Bukit Baru. In this lesson, we are going to learn chapter 9 with the title Nutrition and the Human Digestive System. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to identify structures of the human digestive system. As the introductions, the human digestive system is used to describe the alimentary canal, some accessory organs, and digestive processes that take place along the alimentary canal, starting from the mouth to the anus. Digestion is the process that breaks down large and complex pieces of food into smaller and simple pieces that can be dissolved for easy absorption. Each of these structures has special adaptation characteristics for digestion. After absorptions, nutrients are used to synthesize body constituents and provide the raw materials for the manufacture of new cells, hormones, enzymes, and energy needed by the body. The human digestive system consists of the alimentary tract and accessory organ. Here is the diagram of human digestive system. It is divided into alimentary tract and accessory organs. The alimentary tract consists of mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus, whereas accessory organ consists of salivary gland, tongue, liver, gallbladder, bile duct, pancreas, and appendix. The first organ is mouth. The process of intake of food and digestion begins with the mouth. The mouth or oral cavity is bounded by muscles and bones. It consists of tongue and teeth. The tongue functions for chewing, swallowing, speech, and taste, whereas the teeth for cutting, biting, grinding, and chewing food. The next one is salivary gland. The presence of food in the mouth stimulates the secretions of saliva from the salivary gland. Saliva mix with the food to form a bolus. Saliva contains an enzyme called salivary amylase that will hydrolyze starch into maltose. It contains mucus with pH 6.5 to 7.5 and also contains immunoglobulin and lysozyme. The third organ is esophagus. Esophagus is a tubular organ that connects the mouth to the stomach. The smooth muscles of the esophagus undergo peristalsis that push the food towards the stomach. Peristalsis is the rhythmic contractions and a relaxation of the muscles along the alimentary canal. A ring-like muscle called sphincter forms above in the digestive system. However, in humans, there is no true sphincter, but the esophagus remains closed when there is no swallowing action. The next important organ in human digestive system is stomach. Stomach has surface on the stomach wall which line with epithelial cells that have undergone adaptations in structure and function to form gastric gland. These epithelial cells are chief cells, parietal cells, and mucous cells. Chief cells function to secrete pepsinogen. Parietal cells secrete hydrochloric acid, whereas mucous cells secrete mucus. The functions of mucus is to protect the stomach wall from the reactions of hydrochloric acid and the digestions of enzyme. It is about 2 liters of gastric juice are secreted daily. Let's proceed to liver. The liver is the largest gland in the body, with weight about 1 and 2.3 kg with 4 loops. It is functioned to secrete biles together with bile salt, bile pigments, and cholesterol. The functions of bile is to neutralize the acidic kind, prepare an alkali conditions, and to emulsify lipids into tiny droplets. Next is gallbladder. Gallbladder is a small organ that aids the liver by storing bile and concentrating bile salts. The bile is secreted from the gallbladder into the duodenum through the bile duct. The next important organ is pancreas. Pancreas is a pale gray gland weighing about 60 grams, and it is functioned to secrete pancreatic amylase, trypsin, and lipase into the duodenum through the pancreatic duct. Lipase to digest fats. Amylase function to digest carbohydrate, whereas trypsin for digesting proteins. The pancreas produces enzymes as soon as food reaches the stomach. The next organ is small intestine. The size of small intestine is about 5 meters long and lies in the abdominal cavity surrounded by the large intestine. The small intestine consists of duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Duodenum is about 25 centimeters long, whereas the jejunum, the middle section, about 2 meters long, and the ileum, which is the terminal section, is about 3 meters long. The surface area of the small intestine mucosa is greatly increased by permanent circular pore villi and microvilli. The last important part is large intestine. The length is about 1.5 meters long. It is divided into cecum, ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, and the anal canal. It is functioned to absorb water, mineral salts, vitamins, and some drugs. Other than that, it also colonized by certain types of bacteria, which is to function to synthesize vitamin K and folic acid. After the water is absorbed, the remaining waste is a semi-solid called feces. The rectum muscles will contract to expel feces from the anus. This process is called defecation. We are almost done. Students, from our lesson today, you're supposed to can answer few questions. First, explain the importance of the digestion process for human. Second, name the structures in the alimentary canal that are involved in food digestion. And third, name important accessory organs and its secretion to help in digestion. Now let's wrap up the lesson by watching this video.
The primary functions of the digestive system are the breakdown of food, called digestion, and absorption of nutrients. Digestion begins in the mouth, where the teeth break food into smaller particles during mastication. Salivary glands located near the oral cavity secrete saliva, which begins chemical digestion and keeps the food moist. As food is swallowed, the soft palate blocks the upper pharynx to prevent food from entering the nasal cavity, and multiple voluntary muscles in the face, neck, and tongue contract, pushing food particles through the pharynx. The food passes over the epiglottis, which prevents food entry into the respiratory system, and then into the esophagus, which connects the pharynx to the stomach. The one-way movement of the food mass, now called a bolus, is controlled by wave-like involuntary muscle contractions. This movement is known as peristalsis. The bolus now enters the stomach. Folds in the stomach wall, called rugae, allow for expansion as the stomach fills. Stomach cells secrete hydrochloric acid, pepsinogen, and various regulatory hormones that chemically digest the bolus. Muscular contractions in the stomach churn its contents to further break down the bolus and mix it with stomach secretions to form a thick liquid called chyme. Chyme exits the stomach through the pyloric sphincter and enters the small intestine, the major site of nutrient absorption. The small intestine consists of three parts: the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Bile from the liver and digestive enzymes from the pancreas empty into the duodenum to aid in digestion. Absorbed nutrients pass from the lumen of the small intestine into blood and lymph. Chyme not absorbed in the small intestine enters the large intestine. As it passes through the cecum and ascending, transverse, descending, and sigmoid colon, water and salts are absorbed and chyme is converted into feces. The rectum stores feces until nervous stimulation initiates the defecation reflex, resulting in elimination through the anal canal.
Students, we have reached the end of this lesson. I hope you would understand and clear about the structures of human digestive system. Hope to see you again. Stay safe, stay home, and stay strong. Thanks for watching. Assalamualaikum and bye-bye.